Welcome to our home. Today we're going to do something that is a little bit messy. You see already here one of our two aquariums. They're not very big, they're both same size. In this video I'm going to tell you what the big advantage is for aquariums or to have aquariums for your kids. And the other thing is I want to take away a little bit the fear of the maintenance that comes with it. So obviously an aquarium requires certain amounts of care and attention, and I just want to give you the basics. Like what we're going to do in this video is not like a high maintenance, super special fish setup or anything like that. It will be like a very basic aquarium, very basic fish, a very basic interior of the aquarium kind of setup. And yeah, my hope is really to show you how easy it is to have an aquarium and how much joy it can bring to your family. What we're going to do is I want to show you a very quick routine on how to clean an aquarium. This one is in an extremely bad shape. So you can see how much water is missing. That also shows me how long we haven't cleaned it. It's really a long time. But we don't have a lot of fish in it right now. This is the one that has an actual plant in it. So all these things help you to keep your aquarium kind of in shape. The more fish you have and the less real plants you have, the more difficult it is to keep the water in the right shape. So actually, I think 10 years ago or so, I had a much bigger aquarium also with fish in it, and it was completely naturally planted. Like it had the soil, then it had stones, and then it had plants in the soil. And actually all the plants were like spreading, they were growing, it looked fantastic. It was extremely low maintenance because the fish lived in there, the plants were growing, and kind of like the system worked in itself. So I didn't have to clean a lot at all, I believe, because it was just not so many fish. So anyway, this is a setup that requires maintenance because there is no natural ground, no dirt under the stones, and there's only this one actual plant. Other than that, it's stones and plastic, so everything that the fish produce, like poop and whatever they put in the water, that will turn into bad water conditions. Therefore, we have to take out parts of the water and put fresh water back in. The first thing that we're going to do is we're taking out the filter. This is the device that will keep your water moving. This is really important to have that in your aquarium. It has sponges and stuff in it, so I'm going to clean out the whole thing. If you have a big professional setup, you're not going to clean out all the layers of your filter because you're cultivating some bacteria in it. But in my case, I'm going to clean out the whole thing because it's just so small. It's not really like cultivating anything. The very first thing that I'm going to do is I will take out the filter, and I have all my electricity up here, so I'm going to take out the cable first. So this is this one here, so I unplug it, and then I will take out the filter. I have a bucket here, so I'm just going to take the whole thing out, and then I'm going to clean it. So that's the plan here. It's very messy, and to be completely honest, some of you might want to use gloves. I'm kind of like, I have done this many times, and so I'm thinking, whatever. I think I have touched a lot of fish poop now in my life, so I'm just going to do it and wash this thing. That's the first step. So this might seem fairly disgusting to you, and it really is. So there's no illusion that this is like a clean thing here. Take your gloves if you want. Like I usually have gloves like this with me. So take the filter apart as much as you can do and take out all the stuff that is in there. I usually use this stick just to get it all out, and it will be gross, okay? So what I'm going to show you will be really gross. There will be a lot of stuff coming out. I usually do this with hot water because it just helps a little better to get the stuff out. Okay, so now that it's everything clean, I just go back and assemble it. In my case, I have this little box where I put the little stones in. I just covered that back up, close it back up. And how I sort my stuff in here, so this is the top of my filter, this is the bottom. And what I do, I just do the very rough one on the bottom. Then I'll put this in the middle, and then this guy goes on top. This is how I put it in the filter. So really very, very basic and very simple. So then I close it back up here. And then the top comes on. So this is where the little motor is and the little pump. I'll put that angle back on. And this is where the water comes out. It's not perfectly clean actually, but I think that's all I can do for now. So put like that. And then the little stopper cap on the end. So this is all clean now, or as clean as can be, because this stuff never gets completely clean again. Once you have it in use, just be okay with having it a little dirty and a little algae like in corners that you can't remove. So that's fine. That does not bring any harm. So this guy is all clean and I set it aside. So the next thing that we're going to use is this item. It might look a little bit weird, but it's extremely helpful. What you're going to do is you're pulling the water in. So this side goes in the aquarium, and it will soak up all the dirt, but it will not soak up the stones. This is the trick that this one does for you. You have to get it started by pulling with anything that gives suction on this side, but make sure you're not getting the water in your mouth. Like, this is the worst thing that can happen. So I do it this way usually. I hold it in my hand like this, like all the way back. I close my hand and then I pull air through this little hole so that I don't have to touch this piece of plastic, and I watch when the water comes in, and then I put this end as quick as possible in the bucket that I have ready here. So the only way how to get this going is that the aquarium where you pull out the water is higher than the bucket where the water goes. It must be lower, otherwise it will not work. Now I really have the sun exactly on here, so I hope you can see it okay. But let's see. So I put this side in the aquarium like this, fully submerged. And then this side here, as I said, I put it all the way in my hand, almost like this. And then I'll soak up the water and put it immediately in here, okay? There we go. So now you can see nicely how the dirt comes out, how it just gets soaked up by the water. Okay, and to start the process, you're just lifting out the end and let all the water go into here. Like, look how dirty it is. It's really bad. So then I just go and remove the water. The next thing that you see here is there is quite some algae here on the walls, on the glass. So I'm going to remove that, and I'll just use a very standard sponge for that. And it'll take a little bit of force. So when I do that, when I put force on the inside, I usually press my other hand on the outside, because I just don't want, I don't want to overdo it with pressure. So I'll just do it like this usually. Removing some plants while I'm in here. next thing that you want to do is you want to refill your aquarium. So I have water in here and it's warm water, so it shouldn't be too cold, and obviously it also shouldn't be too hot, so you don't want to cook your fish. If you're not sure if it's the right temperature, use a thermometer. Just check the temperature of your aquarium and then check the temperature of your water. It should be about the same thing. Because I just touched the water in the aquarium, I know more or less how that should feel. So it's a little bit on the warm side, but it should be okay. So the next thing that I put in here is AquaSafe, because our water that comes from the tap in Germany has chlorine in it, luckily, but it's not great for the fish. So fish very likely would not survive in this, so I'll give it a shot of this. You usually have a cap in here, so you should use the exact right amount. Honestly, I'm a little bit stress-free when it comes to that, so I more or less know what the right amount is, just because I have done it so many times, so I know. And yeah, use the cap, it's fine, don't worry about it. It's really just the right thing to do. Without that, your fish will die. And then I just go ahead and dump that water back into the aquarium. So while this guy is running, I will quickly go ahead and show you the other aquarium. Kind of like same idea, same issues. And here it is. This one has pink soil, so it's kind of cute. So yeah, you can see also some platies in here. Here we have one of our heavily disabled guppies that we had a while ago. I don't know if he got injured. It looks like his spine is twisted, but he can stay with us as long as he wants. So I'm going to do the exact same procedure here. I will take out all the plastic plants that you see and the unicorn, which is not a unicorn anymore because we dropped it at the checkout when we bought it. So it doesn't have a horn anymore. It's a horse now, a rainbow horse. Anyway, I'll take out the plants, the rainbow horse, and the filter, bring it to the sink, clean everything with a brush or with my hands, whatever it needs. And then I'm going to clean the stones with the suction cup that you saw, the yellow thing with the pipe, with the tube on it. Next, I will clean the glass like you saw. I will hold my hand and press from the inside with a sponge to clean it. And then I'll just go ahead and refill it with water. Put in back all the plants and the unicorn and all of that. Put back the filter and then plug the filter back in, let it run, and it should be okay. Now all the aquariums are clean. It feels so good, honestly. So what we did, or what I did, I took the kids and I went to a garden center that has a pet section and also quite a big aquarium section. The garden center had a couple of things, but we cannot just pick everything. I never buy expensive fish. I never buy fish that cannot live in hard water, because then they will just die in a couple of days, so that's just not fun. So the kids decided for neonfish. Every child, every aquarium gets a set of 12 neonfish. There was a really nice lady who caught those fish for us. And the fun thing is, we also got 5 shrimp for free. She didn't ask if we wanted them. She was like, oh, they're in there, now they're yours. And I was like, sure, why not? We already came to 1 shrimp more or less by the same kind of technique. So now I want to quickly describe how you put your fish into your aquarium. So 2 things have to be adjusted. One is the temperature, and the other thing is like the water not consistency, like all the stuff that's in your water. The water that they lived in the store is different from yours. No matter what you're doing, there will be a difference. So to give them the chance to get adapted, don't just dump them in. They very likely will survive that. So it's not that they will just immediately die, but give them the chance to not have a shock. So first thing that you should do, just put the bag on top of the water, like just let it swim there so that the temperature adjusts. And then what you do is you open the bag and you pour a small glass of water into the bag, like the water from your aquarium into the bag with the fish you just bought. Then you let it sit for another 10-15 minutes, whatever, and then you do it again and again, and then finally you release the fish. So, and that's how they get acclimated to your water. So I think the most important thing that you have to keep in mind is it's supposed to be fun. Yes, these are live animals. You're not supposed to torture them or anything. But I'm saying this because in Germany, we have extremely strict rules about fish. Like you get questioned when you buy those fish intensely. How big's your aquarium? What's in there? Da 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 da. Like I buy fish now for so long, and I think it's a good idea to ask these things. But on the other side, it's really annoying if you have to justify every single time why you are buying a fish. I guess you can see it both ways. It's fine with me. I know what to say, and I'm pretty confident because I had aquariums for so long and I know what I'm doing. The main reason why I made this video is I wanted to take the fear away from, oh my God, this is an animal that I have to take care about. I mean, sure it is. It kind of is, but a lot of people overthink it, and then you're missing out on something. Having an aquarium is the coolest thing ever. Right after having dogs and chickens, I guess. But an aquarium gives your room so much atmosphere, your kids so much to experience, and it just gives you peace and something to look at. It's just great. And have fun with it. Like, yeah, you can read all those books that are out there, and you can read the rules, and then stop overthinking. There will always be a fish that dies in your aquarium, always. And things that go wrong and things that go right, and you learn with the progress. So I really want to encourage you to have fun with this, to try things, and to, yeah, make your best aquarium and fish experience that there can be. And it's a wonderful family thing to do. I really enjoy it, and I hope you will do too.